has been able
And
to keep
people wouldn't
control
know.
over our association. And basically, you know, they've been taking $700 a month of our money to tell us what to do, and we hired them. That's just
Plus,
Correct.
extra.
plus.
That's not.
Because she
Oh.
if you look at the, I don't know who has that financial sheet I passed around. Okay. If you look here, the meeting we had last year, you remember where the two gentlemen were standing up there with the yeah, well, they were paid to be there, and they were paid out of our funds. His name was Rice,
Yeah.
and he was paid to basically come and try to intimidate us in our own meeting.
Yep.
And, you know, it's actions like that that really helped me to get truly involved in this whole thing. And I've been doing a lot of research, you guys, to make sure that we do this thing and we do it right.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want it to go back.
Exactly. So, that leads us to,
2.5.
yeah, 2.5, which is about the letter to the membership.
Those are the scare letters, right?
Right.
That's the-
If anybody's
There's-
receiving letters, as we mentioned earlier, we haven't approved anything coming from TCM, unless it's, you know, unless it's hand delivered right now to your doorstep, because that's basically what we've been doing. You know, it's not, anything coming in the mail is not from us.
But it would always be good to save it, so you can say,
Yes.
hey, I didn't pay my dues for
Right,
10 years
that's
and
what-
they didn't care. But now they're trying to get rid of us, and you're gonna have a lien on your house, or you're gonna be foreclosed on.
Right.
You know, it's just,
But
so
one
it
thing
helps
that
us to say, hey, why are they sending us these now that we found out what they're doing? We wanna make a change for our homeowners association. We want to get back in control of it. And they never sent this person a letter for years until now.
Right.
So
And
wouldn't
that's
it count
because,
for people to
you know,
get them, to send them to you?
Yes, it would, and that was the next point I was going to make. Please, whatever letters you're getting, please forward them to me, make a copy of it, and make sure that I get it. The district attorney requires that we have to compile everything together and just kind of give it the whole thing to them with a bow on it. So, and that takes a little time, getting all the information together. So, if you receive any letters here going forward, please make sure that, I hope you all have my number, or Jim's number. Contact us and make sure that you get us a copy of those letters, okay? Because, we definitely need them.
Including the complaint letters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any letter you
You
receive.
gotta cut your
Any letter
grass.
you receive, because
gotta cut
after
the
this
trees.
meeting,
And another
yes.
thing, yeah, first mowing. If somebody comes in your backyard and start mowing your
Call the police.
backyard, yeah, you know, the board member never authorized those horse mowing. You call the police and call now. They're not supposed to do that.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay.
Right?
Also, any letters from attorneys, make sure you get those to us quickly, okay? And, you know, if you see, Mr. Chris is not here today, but I know everybody saw how they were installing that apparatus next to his house from AT&T. Well, they didn't inform him as a homeowner or our homeowners association that they were going to be doing this. And you know, that's not legal. You have to, if you're going to encroach on a homeowner's property, you have to get permission. And that's just the way it is. So, you know, I was able to go and help him to stop them from installing that, one of their new,
Too bad he doesn't have a dog.
yeah. But it was right next to his bedroom, like, and, you know, who wants that type of radiation or whatever that goes, you know, that goes on and everything. Right, so, and these are things that, you know, we have to look out for amongst our neighborhood, you know, things that don't look right, make sure that, definitely, let's tell one another what's going on.
They were installing that actually on his property?
Yes, it was on his property line, yes. And so-
Actually, even if it wasn't,
Should
it
have
has a
been
negative
noticed.
effect on the value of the house.
Yeah.
if they sit down and put a,
See the way it's
you know,
The
apparatus.
old one was here, which is behind. Now, the new one is right.
It's right
inside,
inside
inside his yard. So
And
he's
he was
responsible enough for
never
that thing.
informed, he was never told that this is something they wanted to do, he was never asked, you know, for his permission to do that, they just did it.
They
So,
messed up the grass.
they tore up his yard, it was beautiful. They totally destroyed his grass there, and, you know, it's just not right. And these are things that, you know, we want to make sure that we stay on top of as homeowners. We don't want to decrease the value of our homes, but we want them to increase. Okay, so now on to, 3, new business. Does anybody have, we did talk about the forced mowings, okay? Like I said, you know, last year in August, you're receiving the forced mow letters right about now, because last year this time, Mary did a forced mow. She made about $954, I think it was last year, for forced mowing in August. So, you know, I think she's looking to try and do it again. The meeting that we had on the 4th, they were trying to get Jim and I to agree that they could go in on a couple of homes, that's all we wanted to focus on, and we said, no, we're not gonna, no. These are our neighbors. We're not going to do that. All you have to do is go and talk with them. And, you know, Patricia did this whole spiel about how you shouldn't go to anybody's house and knock on their door. I wouldn't do it, it's dangerous. And I said, well, I don't know what neighborhood you live in, but I don't live in that type of neighborhood. I can talk to my neighbors, and I want my neighbors to know me. I want to know them, because we live in a community. And so, you know, she was very adamant about not knocking on doors, and I said, well, I understand now how you've been running things around.
So now we can question.
No, that's wonderful. If knocking on the doors is dangerous,
So
trespassing is hell of a lot more dangerous.
I agree. But,
the
you know,
forced
as
mows, what was that, at houses that were empty, or?
you know, we haven't been able to get to the bottom of it, but it's gonna take, getting the rest of the records.
Probably
to
all
find
these
out
paperwork
which
that they did
houses-
themselves. They don't even have to do it, they just have to say
Exactly.
they did it.
They just have to
And
say.
who's gonna
they did.
complain?
And that's what
The
they're
empty
doing.
house?
Yeah, because I was gonna say that if a house is empty and a mortgage company owns this house, I used to call and complain to them and say, hey, why ain't you having your people cut the grass over here? They're back, your mortgage.
Can I get
Why not?
a mowing
Yeah,
part
that's what we're
like
not-
that?
Yeah.
We're not gonna-
Area?
But see, that's the thing, she's taking advantage of that, because instead of them doing it, she's doing it and getting $900 for
Yeah,
the season.
because, yeah, any bank will come and cut the grass.
Yeah,
It's-
when
it's
she's
a
got
lovely
here, where
business.
she removed some
Non-existent
limbs, she charges
grass.
it was
I'll
$952
take the business.
for forced mows, $324.75, just for the contract monthly. But she's got, you know, extra charges in here, $92, $324, 324, $646. So, you know, she's going through and creating an atmosphere where she's
wanna stop the
able
bank.
to.
That is actually the gutter where she's draining the accounts.
Yep.
Right, and that's why she wants everybody to pay their dues at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna pay her what's due to her.
And
There you
another problem that I saw was that Elite or TCM has been paying our dues for the recreation department late. So when they pay it late, we incur extra fees. And so that's costing us more money when they don't pay on time. And according to Sharon from Creative, this has been a practice of theirs. So, you know, and that just, it creates an atmosphere where we as homeowners end up having to pay more money out. Because it gives them now, you know, precedence to increase our fees because, you know, they're not hitting their
Well, I mean,
budget.
recreation should be advised also there was a new board.
Yes, well, you are aware that when we did go to the annual meeting in December, that was actually for our recreational board. And at that time, myself and Humberto were elected to that board. So we have been working with getting our pools together.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when
Yeah,
they're
and
gonna
that's a
have,
whole different other subject, we'll
That's
save it for the
another
next meeting.
big
so
expense.
whenever the pool,
We have to have this.
doing it late, right?
Yeah, well, you
We
know,
don't have records, or is there a record saying, hey, we do this every year? This is what we do.
Well,
yeah, well, at the annual meeting is when, we are to come, you know, and show you everything that we've done throughout the year. But let me, be very
I
clear.
guess what I'm saying is, they've never paid late before, or do we not know? Because if I was a judge and I said, well, you never paid late before. Now all of a sudden, you're paying late all the time.
Right.
So why can I trust you?
Well, in the financials, which is why we had such a tough time getting them, the financials that I got from last year that I was able to go through, it does show that they would pay them large sums, but they're late, so they have to pay extra fees. And also, you know, by being on the recreational board, we do see, you know, who's paying, you know, which associations are paying, which ones aren't.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we know that it's always the patio homes that are late in payments.
I have one question.
Yes.
How we are going to establish what actually due to them, if any, at all?
As far as,
This period of time where we are getting, let's say, the trash picked up, and yet, you know, we're not, you know, we have not. So what actually is going to?
well, the establishing factor for us at this point is this meeting. Once we get this meeting with all of us here, we have everyone's name down of who attended, who was here, who voted. Once we get this in black and white, we're able to take it and we're able to submit it not only to TCM, a link to Mary, they may refuse it, but I'll hand deliver it. And we'll be able to go to the bank
Right.
to
Can we
establish.
nail it on her door?
Possibly.
All right. Get
We'll
the
be able
mail.
to take these minutes and go to the bank.
Yeah.
And also contact Total Recall in order to work on getting access to our records.
Why do we have to deal with all these names? That's their game.
Right.
We should recognize one entity which we are trying to get rid of.
But
And
I think it's because they have the records from past.
Yes.
Yeah.
From now on, we can hire somebody else, but they won't have any
No, I
records from this one.
understand, I'm just saying, like elite, this, that. Elite,
Because that's the
we
spider web they
never
set up.
heard of them.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's the spider web they
Right.
set up.
But
So
it's
that
the
nobody
way that it's structured.
understands it.
They're, you know,
It's a
even
regular
though it's
state, we
Texas
have-
Community Management, they're now called Elite Community, Elite Association Management, okay? And so they have the, it's like when you give power of attorney, okay? I give you the power of attorney over my, over my business. So what happens is that you have the legal right to represent me, okay? In anything that you choose to represent me in, because you have power of attorney. TCM, as the agent, has the power of attorney to represent the Western Patio Homes Association. So that means that they can go and they can set up accounts, they can establish things for our association. Until we're able to fire them, which we're going to do. I actually attempted to fire them the end of last month. I went down and I took minutes that Jim and I had a meeting, an emergency meeting, and I went down to fire them. I did give them the letter and had them stamp it. And Anissa emailed me later and said, no, we're not going to give you any access. We're not going to recognize anything you did. And basically, take us to court.
No, we're not gonna take you to court, we'll take you to the attorney.
Well, that's the thing, they're playing on the fact
Yeah,
that
that's-
we're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
none of us know each other, and they've done that for years.
And
That
it takes
was
money.
One thing the lady said when we went to the meeting over on Richmond, that they had, and this young girl was standing there, and there was, you know, no more recordings in there and all kind of stuff, and the police was called, and didn't know which one it was, so they didn't do anything. And the girl said, well, I don't know where all you people come from. I said, well, you people is my people in my neighborhood, and that's where we came from. And she said, well, you haven't been coming for years. Why is everybody coming now? We don't know if they own a house. Yeah, we don't know that you own a house. And even with the license, they should have gave us, am I right or wrong? Even with the license, I mean, the voting, that night, we should have known who was elected.
Right.
Yes.
Because you shouldn't take any more votes, so if it's a Wednesday, January 3rd, that don't mean you get votes in on the 5th and try to make like they come here before.
Yeah, no, I mean, we can all see who voted, we just
Yeah.
raise our hands, so then you can't.
I've still never seen
But
the results of
there is
the
no
election.
Right, it
voting.
doesn't,
Yeah.
they never did.
They never
I've still
know.
never seen that.
Yeah.
No, and
Yeah,
they said
so-
they would. They said, you know, you'll have it in 2 or 3 days.
All that
And we
meeting
never got nothing
was,
from it. Nobody sent no letter
there
saying,
was
this is
no
your name.
minutes. Oh,
No,
yeah,
just
I'll
the
do
minutes.
it when we're finished.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
And no recording.
so,
Okay,
All right.
so, like I said, if you get any letters, please make sure you forward them to us. Oh, we did create a Facebook page. I created the other night, it's Westwind Patio Homes Facebook. Okay, so you can go onto log into Facebook, type in Westwind Patio Homes, and you will see our marquee of the Westwind Esplanade, and you'll know that you're there. Okay, and we
Westwind
will,
Patio Homes.
yes. And we will, that'll be one of the easier ways to communicate as we start to establish more lines of communication for all the homeowners.
And the monthly meetings also.
Yes, and the monthly meetings. But in between those monthly meetings, you know, we will, on our Facebook page, put those minutes from the meetings that we had, so you can, you know, if someone wasn't present, they can read the minutes and find out exactly what went on in the meeting.